At this battery manufacturer, business is booming.
Demand is through the roof. We're seeing more and more folks, large companies asking for batteries as quickly as they can. This election's only going to accelerate that. You can manufacture here, you can supply here.
The founder, Brian Craighead, is excited about a future where climate plays a bigger part in government policy.
And it is really refreshing after 7 years of fighting folks denying basic science and taking lumps of coal into Parliament to see that the country has changed tack and said that's enough is enough, it's time to get serious with this.
Labor is going further than the former coalition government on climate change. It's promising to cut carbon emissions by 43% this decade from 2005 levels. 215 of Australia's biggest industrial polluters will be forced to negotiate with the clean energy regulator about how they meet this target.
Up until now, you've really seen industry voluntarily taking a lot of action around reducing their emissions. The review and the tightening of the safeguard mechanism is going to bring around that compliance driver and really begin to push industry.
If the Greens hold the balance of power in the Senate, it will give them leeway to negotiate stronger carbon targets, as well as push Labor to phase out 114 coal and gas projects that are currently in the pipeline.
If we impose such high costs on local businesses that are uneven relative to those their competitors face, that they lose market share, we're going to have some problems.
Qantas is committed to reducing its emissions by a quarter this decade. The airline's boss is calling for a sustainable fuel industry.
Not all industries can decarbonise in the same time frame. That's recognised, and what we have to do is put the investment to allow industries that it's more difficult in to get there as fast as possible.
Corporate Australia is moving away from fossil fuels. Earlier this year, Origin Energy announced it was closing Australia's biggest coal-fired power plant 7 years early.
With the influx of renewables and that changing market, what we're seeing is that's increasingly having an impact on the way baseload power stations need to run, but it's making it less sustainable over time.
AGL is offloading its fossil fuel power plants. Rio Tinto has sold its coal assets and BHP is exiting. The banks won't finance new coal-fired electricity plants, and regulators have long been warning company directors they could be held personally responsible for failing to mitigate against climate risks. The renewable revolution is coming, and this business wants to take advantage of it.
We have in front of us an enormous opportunity to be not just a player, but a dominant player in the battery business worldwide.
It's a win for business and a win for the climate.